afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome to the Armory. Welcome to X. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to Arsenal 2, Olympiacos 0 match reaction. Hope everyone is doing well. Right, going to quickly get into the comments. I'm going to try and do this quite quickly, as quick as I humanly can. Big up to my pop brother. Busy at the moment and on at 6 p.m. All good. Hope everyone subscribes to you. Please do subscribe to Brenny K74. He will be doing, I think it's a Champions League review, I think, if I remember correctly, at 6 o'clock. So do please subscribe to my pod brother. That would be much appreciated. I was also almost asleep during that second half. Second goal was pain relief. Odegaard outstanding in the 8. It's amazing, isn't it? You put someone in a position that we've all been calling for, and he plays outstanding. It's amazing. It's like I actually know something about football. It's amazing. Big up to AFC 777. Big up Bobby and everyone. Big up everyone that's watching. Big up to Dean saying evening Bobby. Big up to Chris saying big up everyone. Hope we are well. Big up to Temmie saying evening Bobby. My Odegaard agenda is back. I can't speak for everyone else, but I actually enjoyed the performance last night. Not worried that we missed chances because it's encouraging that we created so many. My Carlisle won 3-0 at home to Hartlepool. Back on track, back to winning ways, back to the attacking ways. If we stick to that, we win the league. Why did he go to a different foot? He's basically done an Arteta, isn't he? That's what he's done. He's done an Arteta. Ridiculous. I was mightily relieved when Saka scored. We should have been out of sight by half-time. Good to see Odegaard playing so well again. Totally agree. The convos Odegaard will get into when we win the league, Bobby. Forest Green, Rochdale drop points too, so it was a good night for us. It's also amazing when you stick to attack. It is amazing, isn't it? It's crazy. But anyway, let's talk about the game last night. First half, I'll be honest, some people have really criticised Arsenal in the second half. I'll be honest, I thought Olympiacos were very good. That Costinha that I mentioned, and Ortega, to be fair, as well, and Chiquinho, I thought those three players were outstanding. Costinha, bloody hell, what a player he is at right back. Constant threat. I did my 5 to watch. I do a research into these players, and I was impressed by Costinha. But last night, my God, was he good? I really enjoyed watching him last night, I have to be honest. But no, I thought the second half, Olympiacos, yes, we should have been out of sight, and we should have been very comfortable. This is why I kind of went, like, if he went with my formation, we would have probably won that game 4-0. But I was more 2-1 if he went with the formation that he did go with, which is why I went for 3-1 as prediction. And to be honest, that's kind of where it went. And I kind of expected it in a weird way with that kind of starting lineup. I do get why he went with it. It's not like I'm not stupid. But yeah, I thought Olympiacos actually were very good. And, they've got one hell of a good team. I expect them to win that Greek league fairly comfortably in the end because they look a quality team. I think they'll nick points off other teams in the Champions League with the way that they play. But anyway, get onto the goals, get onto the chances. Martinelli, this is the football that I was on about. So Gyökeres is going to be a problem, right? Gyökeres is a problem as a striker because he takes the focus away from the wing back, or the wingers, from our wingers, and those centre backs have to defend the striker. They don't have to when you're playing they do in a way, but not as much with Havertz or if it's Marino. Gyökeres is a problem. He is a two-man problem. You've got to double up on him, which then frees up the wings. So Saka or Martinelli or Trossard or Madueke, whoever it will be, or Eze, will be a problem because they'll have more freedom. They won't be double banged themselves. So, yeah, it's fascinating. I'm loving watching us play at the moment. Second half wasn't the greatest. Yes, we didn't help ourselves, if I'm honest, but Olympiacos deserve credit. And I have to be honest, I thought they were very good. I was very impressed with those. But yeah, obviously, none of us were relieved until the 92nd minute. So it is what it is. This is Arsenal. I think all fans kind of should be prepared for this kind of stuff. It's going to happen sometimes. I wish it didn't. I wish we could all have a very easy game to watch and it, constant entertainment, and we're easily comfortable for at least over 60 minutes, but it is what it is. So yeah, let's see before we move on, let's see what people have been saying. I do apologize, I'm having my little mini rant. Eze plays one game at the 10 and Odegaard took that personally. Well, this is why, Dean, I am very intrigued, and I hope he does it at some point. I don't think he's going to do it a lot, but I think he'll do it at some point, because Odegaard played as the 8 yesterday. He was further back than Marino, which basically said Marino was the number 10. So I'm assuming and I'm hoping that he uses his brain. Look, we all know we're still out for a left winger, right? So if a left winger comes in at January, this is what we'll be doing. Odegaard as the 8. Now, obviously, then we have another problem with who gets dropped out of Rice and Zubimendi. But it's a good problem to have. I don't personally care about it, because all that matters to me is the club. So, Zubimendi and Rice can deal with their own feelings. I don't particularly care, if I'm honest. I'm quite harsh when it comes to this. I do apologise. But yeah, it's a good problem to have. Hughes needs to stop watching Arteta. He does. I just found it amusing. We won when going back to dominant attacking football. I came out of the stadium, couldn't make it up. We needed rotation, to be honest. We did. Like I said, I'm not too shocked by it. I was expecting rotation, but I personally wouldn't have gone the route that he went personally, but that's just me. Hartlepool did equalise straight away from the kick-off in second half. I was like, for fuck's sake, we defended. It was shambles and was annoying after that dominant first half, but we were too much in at the end. Hartlepool normally solid defensively, but that was down to us pressuring them. Gyökeres took on 2 to 3 defenders for the first goal, muscled his way to a shot. It was beautiful to see. This is what Gyökeres is going to give us. He's going to give us, he's going to give the opposition a massive headache. And I like that. So yeah, Gyökeres best strike at the club since Henri. Don't rate the snake, Van Persie. I won't be going to Scum Football Way on Saturday, as that game and Liverpool game both 5:30. So I'll watch both at the same time at home. Don't blame me at all. Martinelli has definitely found his goals again. It's lovely to see. Big up to the legends in the chat. Exactly. Took Arteta a few years to finally play attacking football and play players in positions, but hey ho, exactly. It only taken 5 years, but hey ho. Right, let's go through the stats. You can literally zone out if you really want to, because they're interesting, but they're not that interesting, if I'm honest. Possession 61% for Arsenal, 39% for Olympiacos, 16 shots for Arsenal, 10 for Olympiacos, 5 shots on target for us, 3 on target for them, 7 big chances for Arsenal, 3 for Olympiacos. They missed all their big chances. We missed 6 of them. 3 corners for us, 5 corners for them. I'll be honest, all set pieces were awful. And you'll see that in the XG stats shortly. Of the 16 shots, 5 were blocked, 1 hit the woodwork, 5 were inside the box, 1 outside the box. 10 shots for Olympiacos, 5 were blocked, 7 inside the box, 3 outside the box. XG, as I said, set play for both clubs were just awful. 0.12 for Arsenal, 0.01 for Olympiacos. Our XG on target was lower than our XG, which is disappointing. However, we did win. So, but this is why we should have been comfortably in the lead at halftime. We weren't. We were only 1-0 up. This is where we should have taken advantage. We didn't, but it is what it is. Passes, there you go. All this information. The only bit I'm really going to focus in on is the passing accuracy. It was off last night, 82%. Below my expectations. I need 85 plus minimum, so 82 is pretty poor, if I'm honest. Tackles won, 75% for us, 67 for them, 27 clearances for us, 31 for Olympiacos. It kind of tells you how many chances each team actually did have, and the attacking play that was put on show. It was pretty good. I think as a neutral, I think that game would have been quite entertaining, personally. You can see that just with the clearances. Jules, we won them all. There we go. I'm happy. Doesn't happen very often, but I'm happy. Top performers. This is according to a system that UEFA use, so it's very trusted. I use it a lot. Odegaard was the top performer on 8.38. Then it was Raya. Then it was Lewis Skelly, Martinelli, and then Zubimendi. Touches. 88 touches for Odegaard, 78 for Lewis Skelly, Zubimendi 74, Saliba on 64, and Costinha, the right back that I honestly think he had one of the best games I've seen a right back play for quite a long time, to be honest, was on 60. But it was absolutely outstanding. Anyway, here was the starting lineup: Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis Skelly, Zubimendi, Marino, Odegaard, Martinelli, Trossard, and Gyökeres up front. Let's just have a look, see what people have been saying before I do the ratings. Big games, National League on Saturday, Forest Green versus Rochdale, the top two. Us away to unbeaten Scunthorpe. Big up to Dylan, watching over on Fear the Cannon. Please do subscribe to Fear the Cannon. Please subscribe to Chris Welch as well. Was let off last two games. It's nice to see, enjoyable to watch too. But Trossard, my God, he has to go. Oh, okay. I honestly believe it wasn't his best game. I'm not going to say he was outstanding because he wasn't, but it definitely wasn't one of his worst. He was an average player last night. But yes, I do agree he has to go. Look, I've said this categorically. Just because he's had an increase in wage doesn't mean he's not on the chopping block. If a suitable offer comes in and he is happy to go to that club, then he will go. It's as simple as that. It is very simple in football. If the player wants to go and the team are happy to sell, the player goes. It doesn't matter what the new contract says. That means absolutely nothing in the football world nowadays. Who was it? Someone was announced yesterday or the day before with a new contract, not at Arsenal, another club. And I already know that he's going elsewhere next summer. I already know this, but he's just signed a new contract. They mean nothing. So, yeah, it's a mad world. What's annoying about York and Rochdale, who we lost to? Scunthorpe beat York at York 3-1 last night, and Halifax beat Rochdale 2-1. That's why I'm annoyed we didn't attack York and Rochdale. It's very weird, isn't it? Not saying Carlisle would have. Yeah, I get what you were saying. Now we won that game. All the Hughes out talk has stopped. He just works quite fickle, aren't they? Some fans sometimes. I thought the subs and minutes everyone got was very balanced and making use of his squad. Probably should just say subscribe to everyone. I do, in all fairness. If I know that you've got a channel, I definitely make sure that you are fully aware. If anyone does have a channel and I'm not aware of it, please do let me know, because I will always shout out at everybody. I'm very happy to do it. I'm sorry, but Madueke would have scored a hat-trick on the left, let alone Eze. Trossard can't handle more than 20 minutes. I do think he's an impact player. I don't think he's a starter. That was my only disappointment last night with the starting lineup. I'm not shocked by Marino being in there. I was pretty much guaranteed, kind of prepared for it. White, Lewis Skelly, prepared for it. Martinelli and Trossard, I wasn't prepared for that, I'll be honest. That was a bit of a shock. Personally, if you want to rest Saka, which I do get, it's not like I don't get it, give Dauman a shot. Why not? That kid is just not a kid. I swear he's lied on his date of birth or something, because there is no way he's only 15. He's so damn good. So, yeah, I personally would have given Dauman the shot, but there we go. Interesting ratings here. We'll get into that in a minute, Tim. Let's have a look. It's been a minute. GT. Big up to Arnold. Happy times so far. Lovely. Big up to Michael saying hi ho. Bobby, mate. Big up, Mike. Hope all is well with the family, Chris, after the emergency last week. Yeah, thankfully, I hope Chris doesn't mind me saying this, but his grandfather is fine. So that's always good to hear. So, yeah, let's get into player ratings and then we'll go into Tammy's. I did write him down, so I just need to find them. Give me a moment. Should have been better prepared. I do want to wrap this up quick today. Where are they? There they are. There we are. Right. So Raya's going to get an 8 because I thought Raya was very good. White. I thought he was a bit. I felt he was a bit clumsy last night, a bit weird. So I'm going to give him a 7. Saliba didn't really have much to do, if I'm honest. I can't rate him the same as White though. So 8 for Saliba. Gabriel will get an 8 as well. Lewis Kelly will get an 8. There you go. I think that's the best way of doing that. Zubimendi. Yeah, I'm going to give him an 8 as well. Marino. 7. It didn't do anything spectacular, if I'm honest. It was there. Odegaard gets a 9. I thought he was outstanding last night, and he played as an 8, which was impressive. I do have a little bit of a problem with him when it definitely comes with the power that he uses. I know he's got a powerful hit, right? But he seems to want to place everything all the time. He wants to be more accurate than anything else. And I personally sometimes just have a bloody good pelt at it, like Eze does. Look, sometimes the ball's going to go over. Sometimes the ball's not going to be hit right. Just put some more power behind it, because his attempts at placement annoys me. Because if it was me, I would just pelt the damn thing and hope for ricochets if someone's in the way. And it goes in. But he seems to always want to place. But place, unfortunately for me, being a defender, I know what they're going to try and do when they're trying to place it. So it's pretty much always going to be covered. Let's move on to Martinelli. I thought, again, very good game. 8. Trossard, again, I didn't think he had a great game, but I don't think it was his worst. So I'm going to give him a 7. It's very similar to White. Gyökeres, I'll be honest, 8. Because I just, yes, he's not scoring goals. We all get that. That's fine. To me, it's fine, because he's opening opportunities for Martinelli, which I'm happy with. Yes, I'm a Martinelli fan. Shoot me. But I think he's doing stuff for the team, which matters to me just as much as everything else, in my opinion. So yeah, let's have a look. Dalman is too good. He's 15. Just watch his behavior around big bro decks. Exactly. Marino was all right though. Exactly, it was all right, but nothing fantastic. Ben White was fine. He's just not Timber. Exactly. I think Ben White is someone we need to watch for next summer. Now, I know we're going to have to sell next summer, right? We are going to kind of. It's not going to be a big rebuild like we've done this summer, but I think there's going to be some players that we love that are going to have to go because they just don't fit in to the squad. You know, Timber is pretty much first teamer, and I don't think we're going to be playing White enough to keep White happy. Now, White's a very different type of person, where this is his job. It's not a passion. You know, he doesn't think and drink and live and eat football 24/7 like some of the fans do. You know, we live and breathe football. Ben White's not like that. This is his job. So it could be that he is absolutely fine playing like 10 games a season, but I'll be surprised. But we'll say. Marino played the ball forward once. He gets a 9.5. AFC says, have it. Only worry for Carlisle. Both our centre backs went off injured. Mugabe is a blow. Thomas, not so much. I don't wish injury on anyone, but he's trash. Leaves Feeney back to full fitness and came on solid all game. Gyökeres excites me massively. Is it true we have open talks for contract extensions with Rice, Raya, Timber, and Havertz? Yes, it is. Yeah, there's quite a lot of contract extensions and contract talk with a lot of our players. Some of those players are players that are not necessarily going to be at the club for very long. It's all about protecting value nowadays, and unfortunately, because they don't say it when they post it or update on it, fans just go, "Oh, that means that player's not going." It doesn't mean that anymore. It's all about protecting the value of a player. So yeah, it's an interesting one. At first, I thought Robbie Savage up his own backside. He still is, but he talks well and knowledgeable, and will say when it's a drop points too. White is the first right back in my opinion. Timber is an effective defender, but White is the creator. He's just rusty, says Arnold. Fair dues. Look, when White is on it, he's on it, and I love watching him with Saka. He is absolutely outstanding. But yeah, he's definitely rusty. But I do think he is going to struggle. I do think that Arteta has a favourite, and I think that is definitely Timber. You'll see Hincapié come in at some point. Now, when Hincapié, in my opinion, Hincapié would have been the first choice left back, but Calafiori has stepped it up a few notches, which is a good surprise. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely like gone bit of a problem here. But yeah, Hincapié technically will be the first choice left back because he is quality. He's basically the Hato that we all wanted. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. Carlisle play Boston at home in the FA Cup fourth qualifying round next Saturday. How we have fallen. Jeez. Crikey, yeah, Boston. I remember Boston. Anyway, did I score everybody? I didn't I? Let's go into Temmie's. Temmie has given Raya 10. Yasmin Award. Defense all get an 8. Rice gets a 9. Marine Slow gets a 7. Odegaard gets 10. Man of the match. Martinelli gets an 8. Gyökeres gets a 7. Trossard gets a 5. Saka gets an 8. The others get a 7. Osama Bin Teta gets a 9. This could be his year. I've rated my team ratings 10,000. Well, I love that, Tim. You know, I love when you do stuff. Timber equals Sagna, White equals Lichtsteiner. Jesus. I wouldn't put White that far down, if I'm honest. But yeah, I think Timber is definitely number one choice by quite a country mile, if I'm honest. But anyway, let's get on to the subs. Timber came on for White. I personally think this was to do with match fitness. Personally, I will give Timber I'll give him a 7. He did all right. I wouldn't say he was fantastic. Yes, Dylan, definitely. I'm getting over it. The worst has gone now, but I'm still on meds. I'm going to be on meds for a couple of days. But yeah, I'm getting there. I was very bad yesterday, I have to be honest. But yeah, it's getting there. Thank you, mate. F1 Media putting microphones in Hamilton face. Can't stand media. Do you think we will consider? Yeah, I do think we will consider it. I think, but the problem is, does anyone want to buy him? I know it sounds mad, but there's a lot of our players that a lot of teams are not particularly interested in. Now, we all love them, right? But other teams' perspective of our players is not the greatest. Now, I don't understand why. It could be because we've turned them into versatile players. I'm not sure. But yeah, we'd never have that much interest for our players, which is a little bit odd sometimes, if I'm honest. But it is what it is. Hamilton still looks shattered and grieving and pestering about news. Yeah, exactly. So that losing a dog is like losing a family relative. It's just the same. At the moment, it's raining super. Yeah, what do they call it? They called it a heat hazard. Is that what they said? Yeah, something about a heat hazard Grand Prix. I don't know what that means, to be honest. But I'm hoping I can actually watch it. Well, if it's on Sunday, yeah, because I've got no games on Sunday. So yes, I will be watching it on Sunday. So I will be looking forward to the Singapore Grand Prix. There's value for White, definitely. Bobby, maybe Everton or someone, I reckon. It depends, like what we value him at and what others value him at. There is always a huge difference between that. What we value someone and what they value it. It's very interesting. There was one point that their winger had the ball. Timber crossed his path, and the dude just didn't have the ball anymore. Timber is a workhorse. I love him, absolutely love him. Declan came on for Marino. He's going to get a 7. The problem is they don't come on for very long, so it's very hard to score them sometimes. Eze came on for Trossard. He did some good passing, but he didn't come on for very long. But I will give him a 6. I think that's decent enough. Saka came on. I'm going to have to give him a 7 because he did get the goal. So I'm going to have to outscore him at least 1. And Mosquera came on for the Gabriel injury. I'm hoping it's nothing serious. We'll find out hopefully more by tomorrow on Gabriel, but it shouldn't be too bad. Arteta. I have to think of this sensibly as a football fan. Rotation. So on that point of rotation, I'm going to go with 8. I think that is fair. I can't give him a higher score. I don't think I could downscore him if I'm honest. I'm going to give him an 8. Let's get Timber's brother and play them at either side. Well, actually, Quinton is a DM. That's what he's made. Mind you, Arteta would probably turn him into a left back. But no, Quinton is DM. I'll be honest, I'm not that impressed by him. Anytime I've seen him, I've not been wowzed by him. That's just my opinion. I know other people like him. That's absolutely fine. But in my opinion, I don't particularly a great fan of him, if I'm honest. You're right, Hincape is, he's going to be first choice. He's the, we wanted Hato. We couldn't get Hato because we didn't have the money in time. So we went to get Hincape. So he's now first choice, in my opinion. But the thing is, with Calafiori now stepping up a few notches, and he has been outstanding this season. Hincape's got a problem when he comes back as well. Raya just minced Gabriel. He gets a 10 out and he saves some stuff. He did save some stuff, yeah. Right, you will see me again tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow 6:45 for the West Ham preview. There won't be a watch long Saturday because obviously it's a 3:00 kickoff, but there will be a match reaction Saturday night about 7. I think I should be able to do that. Zelda TV. No, Ranieri's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. There was no issue at the weekend. I explained this yesterday. The reason that Ranieri wasn't picked for the Newcastle game is because Odegaard was on the bench. So, yeah, it is what it is. Thank you ever so much, people. I do appreciate it. I'm much better than I was 2 days ago. I was terrible yesterday. But yeah, I'm getting better. I'm still taking the meds. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate all the love as always. I will see you again tomorrow. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you later. Bye-bye.